Pokemon Masters, Birdkeepertoby here, and I have now officially travelled across every region and told you my top 10 favourite Pokemon from each. However, there's 10 more Pokemon I've got to tell you about. My top 10 favourite Mega Evolutions. So to round off this series, I want you to let me know your top 10 favourite Mega Evolutions in the comments below, and let's get started. Number 10. Number 10 is Mega Ampharos. Just look at this guy, look how much class and just like, how gorgeous is this Pokemon? This Pokemon is just so regal and majestic and awesome. I mean, I loved Ampharos as it was. It made my top 10 Johto Pokemon list, I think. And I mean, it not only is Mega Ampharos a Pokemon with a new hairdo, it's also got a new type, Dragon. I mean, that's so cool. Who would have thought that Ampharos, this sheep, its hidden potential was that of a dragon? Number 9. Mega Altaria takes my number 9 slot because Mega Altaria. Now, I've run through Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald, the originals, like 20-30 times over, and I've never really used a Swablu because it doesn't really know any good moves when you catch it. And Altaria was never really reason enough for me to go through that hard work to try and evolve it. Mega Altaria totally changed that. For one, it looks like the cuddliest Pokemon in the world. Two, it just looks great. It looks great. I mean, I know I'm going to try and get through this top 10 list quite quickly, but I mean, what else can I say? Number 8. And my number 8 pick is Mega Mewtwo Y. Okay, first of all, I wasn't overly sure on this idea when it was first revealed. I mean, we saw it, we didn't know it was a Mega Evolution. Is it like it's Mew, Mewtwo, Mew3? But it's grown on me far more than Mewtwo X has. I mean, for one, it's one of the most powerful Pokemon in the game with crazy high special attack stat, but also, I feel like its design really amplifies the whole, you know, Mewtwo using its mind power and being this all-powerful giant brain. I mean, its brain is literally so amazing, it allows it to, like, float, it, like, pulls it up. That's what I think, anyway. I mean, Mega Mewtwo X just really doesn't capitalize on Mewtwo's strength in this way. I mean, it's a fighting type, but that's not what Mewtwo is. That's not the point of Mewtwo. Mewtwo is this psychic fighting Pokemon. No, not psychic fighting type. I mean, it's a psychic Pokemon. It uses mind power, and that's why Mega Mewtwo Y is so awesome. Number 7. Mega Charizard Y. Don't get me wrong, I saw Mega Charizard X and I was like, that's the badass, and I got X version so that I could have that Pokemon. I mean, it looks awesome. It's black and it's got this flames coming out of it, and oh man, it's awesome. But after a while, I just kind of got annoyed with its design. I mean, what's with the flames that don't go out at the side of its mouth? Doesn't that hurt? I mean, it probably no more than its tail does, but Mega Charizard Y, on the other hand, looks like it should be a Mega Charizard. It looks like, you know, they've taken all the best assets of Charizard and then just sort of amplified them. For one, it's a special attacker, and don't tell me that when you think of Charizard, you think of it using Metal Claw more than you think of it using Flamethrower. I mean, that's just what Charizard's about. Very interested to know what the opinion is on that one. Mega Charizard X or Mega Charizard Y? At least comment me that, please. Number 6. Man, these reasonings for why I like Pokemon are quite short. I mean, generally it's just because it looks cool. Mega Kangaskhan. And I haven't even used this Pokemon competitively. I know it's like wrecking havoc as a competitive Pokemon, but it's not really why I like this Pokemon. I just think it looks cool. Funny story, I think it's pretty interesting that when Mega Kangaskhan actually evolves, the Kangaskhan doesn't change it, all the baby does. That's not what's funny about the story. The thing is I was gonna come up with a theory about it, and then it turned out Noggin already had, so make sure to check that out. I'll link it in the description. It's awesome. Number 5. Mega Beedrill. This was such a cool idea. There was no need for them to do this, and I'm glad that they did. Starting bug Pokemon like, you know, Beautifly or Wormadam or Beedrill, they don't really have much use after the first or second gym. But now I'm genuinely thinking like, yes, I want to play through Kanto region with a Mega Beedrill. That sounds amazing. Except we don't have a Kanto region with Megas yet. Number 4. Mega Blaziken. As one of the first Megas revealed, I was kind of skeptical at first. I was like, oh, that's interesting, Mega Pokemon. But no, it's a great way to bring life back to a Pokemon that I already loved. And I love it, it's so fitting. I like the idea that its legs, where they're now black, are kind of like scorched because Blaziken has just become so fiery and powerful inside. And what was awesome was because of the Pokemon X event that happened at the beginning, you could get a Torchic with Blazikenite, and then I could also have a Grass and Water starter because of the Kanto starters that are available in Kalos. It was just a super cool run through, and Blaziken, you made it so. Number 3. Number 3 on this list, how could he not make it? Mega Pidgeot. My official / non-official mascot of the channel, I mean, I guess he's on the banner, so he probably is, Mega Pidgeot. I mean, okay, while it got a little bit pidgey-podgy, it's actually a very good-looking Pokemon. I mean, look at that sort of main thing that it's got. It's incredible. Obviously, because it's representative of what I'm doing here on YouTube, it's my mascot. I love it for those reasons. Also, I mean, it's just a cool-looking Pokemon. Doing a lot of this in this video because I don't know what else to say. Pokemon that look good, and Pidgeot is a Pokemon that looks awesome. Number 2. Soaring even higher than a Mega Pidgeot is Rayquaza, and I mean, if you want to know all the reasons why I love this Pokemon, just check out the video by Dookie Shed. That video is sweet, and it's totally accurately how I feel about this Pokemon. Dragon Ascent is such a cool flying move, it gets to hang out with the other dragon moves. I mean, that's so what Mega Rayquaza is about. It's not just a dragon Pokemon, it's the dragon Pokemon, and it got awesome story development in the Delta episode, which won't become a game of its own, I'm telling you. And also, I had that Pokemon in my first banner, so, you know, memories from that. And number 1. Of course, my number 1 favorite Mega Evolution, which is actually my second favorite Pokemon of all time. Mega Metagross. Any of you who have ever battled me will have seen this coming, because I use it in, like, all of my battles. Mega Metagross is a tank. They so made that Pokemon right, you know, they just took Metagross and they were like, how can we make awesome more awesome? I did a teeny bit of competitive back in the black and white era, and my Metagross was always choice banded. It had a great range of moves that it could use, but I could only choose to use one of them. Mega Metagross comes along and completely solves that problem. You still get an awesome power boost, but you get to use a range of different moves. Brick Break, Meteor Mash, Bullet Punch for priority, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Earthquake. This Pokemon is just so cool, and I don't think there's any other Pokemon that I could hope for that could get a Mega that's gonna beat this. But you know, those are just my thoughts. Of course, I did say Mega Metagross was only my second favorite Pokemon, so what's my first favorite, you ask? Well, it's my number 1 on my Kanto list. As I said earlier, I want to know what your favorite 10 Mega Evolutions are, but I also want you to go through all of my top 10 list and then let me know what your favorite Pokemon from each of those regions are as well. I find it really interesting to go through the comments and read all your lists and see what kinds of Pokemon people like. Yeah, so please leave me a comment and head on through to the rest of the playlists and let me know what are your favorite Pokemon from all the different regions. So hi, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeepertoby. That makes you a Pokemon Master!